And welcome to Grandad's Reviews. In this quick video we're going to have a look at the exposure assists in video on the Canon R8. So we're going to have a look at the exposure scale, the histogram, zebras and false colour. We'll see how to actually get them up to use them, how to use them, and if there's any quirks when using them. And so let's get to the computer and have a look. So we're going to have a look at the exposure assists in video on the R8. So what we've got to start with, we've got the exposure scale at the bottom. So if you can see that, you can see that it's moving, showing it's one stop under, about right, one stop over, just like that. So you've got that to start with, but if you notice, eventually it will disappear. Like so. So to bring it back, got to bring it up there. But you can change how long it stays on in the menu. So that's the most basic. But the trouble is, it's taking the whole scene and like averaging it out basically. So as you can see, the skylight's completely bright as anything. I mean, to bring that skylight in so you can see the outside, we're showing 3 under. So that's your exposure scale. You've also got the histogram. So this is the histogram, and as you can see in the histogram, that bright skylight, and it comes down, that's that peak right on the right, so you know it's going to blow out there. And then the main body of the histogram is now, as you can see on the exposure scale, at 0, and as we go along we're pushing that there and we're bringing those shadows through. Now that histogram you can change. We've got here histogram, so you can have it as brightness or RGB. So that's your RGB, so that's each of the red, blue and green. So you can see if it's just the red blowing out or the green blowing out. So you can do it that way. Or just have it on brightness. And then you've got large or small. And the small is just obviously a smaller version of it. Zebras. And you've got 2 zebra levels, so you can set one for, let's say, zebra's coming on when someone's face is correctly exposed, and you can set the other one to when the highlight's blown out. So I've got zebra level 1 set to 80%. It's always plus or minus 5%. So you pick zebra 1, put your zebras on, and then get rid of that info. So now you can see the zebras disappearing. So now we've got the wall at that 85%, as you can see on the zebras there. And obviously some sunlight just coming out. Or we can come down and we can get that skylight at 85% there. And I've got it set up to a button so I can switch it on and off on the outside of the camera, like so. And you can pick zebra 2, which we know is at 100%. So when it gets to 100%, that's that skylight blown out. And if you look at the direction of the lines are going from bottom left to top right for that zebra pattern, like so. So now we've got nothing clipped out. I'll put that back to there. So remember, it's going from bottom left to top right on zebra pattern 2, and zebra pattern 1 is going from bottom right to top left. So it goes the opposite way. And if we go in here, you can actually do 1 and 2. So we've got bottom left to top right is 100%, that's the skylight. And then we've got bottom right to top left, which is our 80%, and that's our 80% going, our 100% going, and then going the other way is our 80%. So you can have both at the same time if you want to, which is quite handy. Now the other thing we've got is false colour. Now one thing to be aware with false colour is if you're filming in C-Log, it won't work. It doesn't show up. Also, I'm recording the screen on a separate recorder so you can see what the screen's doing. But if I turn, well, first off, let's have a look at the index. So this is the colours it's going to be. So your pink is black clipping, red's white clipping, and green's 18% grey. Well, I put this on, I say I'm recording this on an external monitor, but it doesn't show up. It won't show up on an external monitor. So I'm going to have to record this with another camera. So let's just get the other camera set up. Right, so I've got a little pocket running now to show you the back of the screen. So we've got the false colours, we've got them switched on. So when we come back to the screen, as you can see, got red blown out. So we can bring that up and then see the red disappearing, going to yellow. If we go the other way, remember green was your 18% grey. So now you can see which bits are blown out, which bits are at 18% grey, and anything in between. But I say these don't work when you're in C-Log. So if I change this to C-Log, we'll set it to C-Log. Oh, it is working in C-Log. That's strange. It must be. So we figured out what was going on. Right, so we're back on the external monitor, and as I say, false colours don't show up on it. If we just switch that off, so what we're saying is you're going to shoot in C-Log, you'll have to have view assist off to be able to do false colour. If you have it on, and when you go to the false colour bit, it's greyed out, you can't do anything with it at all. So that's fine, that's figured that out. But let's see about button configuration. I don't think we can actually change any of these buttons. So if we went to that one. What can we do? Don't look like it. Can do most of everything. Peaking we've got. We've definitely not got false colours. Let's try a different button. So I've got that one on ISO. No, doesn't look like we can do it then. We'll try that one, but I don't think. No, so unfortunately we can't assign false colour to the menu, but can we assign false colour into quick controls? Let's have a look. We'll do the video view assist, but no, we can't do that at all. So there we go. So there are your exposure video assists in the R8. Right, so we've seen how to bring up and use the exposure assists. I think the most useful for me, well, I find, is the zebras, because you can actually be seeing the image and focusing while having the zebras up to do your exposure, whereas the false colour is more useful for when you're setting up, so you can get a general idea of the exposure, and things aren't changing that rapidly. But all of them work well. It's a shame we haven't got waveforms, but there you go, it's a cheap camera, and I think we've still got a good range of assists if you need them. So if you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, that helps the channel. Until next time, see you later.